Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. This is Asad Yaqub.
Assalamu alaikum, this is Shumaila Najam.
And we are here at Jagran Resort, beautiful resort here in the middle of the mountains in Kashmir area.
Okay, sir.
Yes.
Let me ask you some more questions.
Sure.
Okay, Asad, I want to know about the action plans for listening.
Action plan for IELTS listening.
IELTS listening
Okay.
and during IELTS actual test.
Actual test. Okay. All right, guys. Now, this action plan can be practiced in mock tests, and after that, when you go to take your real IELTS test, you can use this action plan. Now, just imagine you are sitting in IELTS exam, and by the way, they provide headphones. Now, British Council, IDP, AU, they provide headphones. So it's a very good idea to practice with headphones at home. And when you practice at home, just lock the door the way you lock the door when you change your clothes. Okay,
feel
yeah.
like you are
Some
in
people say,
actual
I
IELTS
never
test.
lock the door when I change my clothes. All right. Anyways, you need to lock the door.
to be.
Yeah, and try to sit on like table chair, lock the door, and play the audio on your mobile, and then put the mobile away. Do not just control the mobile, right? Now, what's the action plan? The first thing is you should learn to play with the pencil, because in IELTS listening test, you will be holding a pencil. So just enjoy underlining, encircling, brackets, crossing and all that. You should enjoy that. I mean, when you take your reading test, the question booklet should be black with your pencil, right? So how to do it? I'm going to tell you all that. Listen. Before each section, they give you half a minute to read the questions. Now, first you need to spot section 1, there are completion type of questions. So you just need to spot where the question is, because this is where you are going to read. Do not read everything. Sometimes there is question number 1, then there is some information. Maybe 1 line or 2 lines, then question number 2, then 1 line, 2 line, then question number 3 and 4 together. So you need to see where the questions are, right? And then if it is part 1, completion type of questions, you need to see what is before the question and what is after the question. Number 1. Number 2, you must see what part of speech is the question. Okay, because it's very, very important to see if the question is a noun, you can easily pick it. If the question is an adjective, if the answer is a noun, you can pick it. If the answer is an adjective, you can easily figure it out. Okay, so you should know what part of speech is going to be my answer. At times it's a verb.
Asad, for this, I think we need to improve our grammar first.
Not too much, not too much. I tell you, there are like 9-10 parts of speech, right? So, I mean, you should, and main part of speech are what? For IELTS, noun, verb, adjective, and then hardly adverb.
they are very
Mainly only 3. Noun is the name of a person, place, thing. Adjective is something that defines the noun. Verb is an action word. That's it, okay? So you don't need grammar knowledge, huh? What details now? Alright. So listen up. Now after this, once the and by the way, during this time you need to underline, encircle important information, right? And always avoid 2 things. Avoid the distraction, and yeah, one thing you should avoid and one thing you should be careful. You should listen to carefully. The first thing to avoid is the distraction. Distraction is the wrong answer that looks like right answer. Now, for example, if the question is, where are they going or what is their destination? They say, well, let's go to London, Julia, shall we? Julia says, London? John, last year we went to London and I didn't have good experience. Let's go to Paris this time. Now see, first London, and John says, well, you know, I don't like French language and all that, so I would rather go to some other country or some other city. Then Julia says, what about New York? Your grandparents live there. And John says, wow, Julia, that's a brilliant idea. So the answer is New York.
New York.
Right? It's not that they give you the answer in a platter and you pick the answer from there. They give you the answer like this, 4 or 5 options, and then they say, now pick the right option, pick the right one, okay?
Traps.
Yeah, traps. So you should avoid the trap and focus the question, especially in part 1. You should see whether the question is, and one more thing, When they start the listening test, initially they started like this: Cambridge IELTS by University of Cambridge ESOL examination. All the recordings will be played first. You will have time to read the questions and blah 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 blah. I mean, during this time, try to take a look at all the listening tests. Section 1, Section 2, Section 3, Section 4, and you should see what are the enemies. You take a look at Section 4, one word only. You take a look at Section 3, multiple choice, khalo jo thanu mein dasna hai, right, like that. And you go to Section 2, aho, map hari vi aaye hoye ne, okay? So just like that. And sometimes these invigilators, they stop you. They don't let you go to the next one. But on computer delivered IELTS, you have the mouse, and on the top of the mouse there is some scroll button. You scroll the button, it'll just go down, and you can easily see that. I don't understand why some invigilators stop the candidates to go to the next sections in IELTS listening. Anyways, just go through all the listening tests when they are doing this Cambridge IELTS and all that, right? So you can just do that. And once the test starts, half-minute time. Now, half-minute time should be spent wisely. While some students, what do? Within 5 to 10 seconds, they read all the questions blindly without understanding anything, and then they are waiting. And while waiting, they waste their half-minute or sometimes 20 seconds. They are not reading, they are only waiting. And then they look here and there. Teri chal rahi audio? Aaho, meri bhi chalegi ajay. Something like that. Don't do it. Listen up. What you guys need to do: read the first few questions very, very carefully, and then read on. And once, for example, you have read all the questions and the audio hasn't started, then once again take another overview of all the questions. Do not waste that time, because your understanding of the questions will ensure you to reach the right answer. So this is done. At the end of each section, they give half-minute to check your answers. And Shmaila, to be very honest, there is nothing to check. I mean, already you've written, yes, you can just cross the T and dot the I if there is anything like that. Otherwise, you can move on to part 2. Read the questions there, understand the questions, type of questions, and for each question type, you should have an action plan. Sometimes, for example, in map completion, they give you the questions and the map. Now, over there, you're not supposed to read the questions. You're supposed to look at the map. You're supposed to read the map, what this map is all about and all that stuff, right? So you should have all this understanding. You should be familiar with the type of questions that they give in IELTS listening, like multiple choice, sentence completion, map, and these type of questions.
And Asad, one more thing. You didn't mention about the time management. I mean, I just want to know again about how to transfer our answer on
to the answer sheet. Okay. As far as time management is concerned, it's a good question. I'll tell you why. Because they give you half-minute before each section. And when it comes to section 4, they give you 1 minute before the section to read questions 31 to 40. So the time management is, let me talk about section 4. It is very, very important. As far as, and then I'll come to your question. As far as section 4 is concerned in IELTS listening, you will see there is huge information. I mean, a full table, and it's one word only. So sometimes students tend to read irrelevant information. Now what is that? Question number 31 and question number 32 has a gap. In the gap, there are some notes which are already given. So what you need to do, you should avoid reading those notes. But one more thing, these things are given in bullet points. So we have the bullets actually. So what you need to do, for example, one bullet, there is a question. Second bullet, there is no question. Third bullet, there is no question. Fourth bullet, there is a question. So you need to see, okay, now audio is here. Now audio is here. Now audio is here, and there is a question here as well. Now listen, it's usually blanks type of questions. And what do? I mean, if the answer is noun, they will give noun with adjective. And what do the students do? They write adjective as an answer. Right? So you should be very, very careful, and synonyms are at their best in listening part 4. I mean, very, very many synonyms and all that. So once you practice, and sometimes the students complain audio is fast. Audio is not fast, it is fluent. I will not use the word fast. Fast is deliberately they make it fast. But fluent is when they are speaking in their natural style, natural tone. So audio is fluent. That's why you should develop your quick understanding of the questions and quick understanding of the answers. Now, turning back to the point how to complete the answer sheets and all that, we'll make a separate video on that because that's going to take time. I'll explain each and everything about it. Final tip for IELTS listening. Practice a lot, right? And take mock tests at home. And whenever you take any mock test at home, two things you have to do. While taking the mock test, do not pester with the audio. Do not just try to rewind the audio, play it second time, third time. No. Take the mock test, check your answers, mark your wrong answers, see how many answers are right. That will show you the mirror that where you stand. And then when you have the wrong answers, now you can replay the audio. Now you can listen and see why I selected the wrong answer. And again, the word realize. I mean, students don't understand what is realize. Realize means you understand, right? For example, if I did something wrong, I made a mistake, right? I did something wrong and I made a mistake, and then I realized realize means I admit and I understand that I made a mistake and I understand what mistake I did and I will not do it next time, right? So this is what you guys need to do. Realize your mistakes. Realize means, oh, answer was actually a noun and by mistake I wrote adjective. Okay, in multiple choice C was a trap and I selected C as an answer. The right answer is A.
Okay, you can say that like we have to find the reason.
Exactly. Solid reason behind your mistake, why you committed the mistake, why you selected that wrong answer. What's the reason that you selected a wrong answer for right answer? Once you realize these things, once you go at the bottom, in order to solve the problem, you need to ask questions. For example, say, why I committed a mistake? You selected the wrong option. Why I selected the wrong option? Because you misunderstood that. Why I misunderstood it? So when you go into the depth and then you will say, aha, now I understand how to deal with IELTS listening. That's it. This is the action plan.
Great. If you like this video, hit the like button.
And actually, I teach IELTS online. If you want to join my online IELTS classes, my WhatsApp number is given. You can contact me for that. Asad Yaqub with
Shumaila Najam.
Truly wish you best
All
of
the
luck
best.
with your IELTS preparation,
Yes.
especially your IELTS preparation and in IELTS listening from the mountains. I wish you guys 8 band, and it's not difficult. I mean, 8 band is not difficult. When I took my IELTS test, I got 8 band in listening, and that was like, huh? And at that time, I was not as literate about IELTS as I am now. That's like around 10 years ago when I took my IELTS test. So I was not that much literate, but now I understand more about it. So without understanding, I got 8 band. You are more intelligent than me. You can get 9 or 9.5 as well. All the best, guys. Thank you. Take care. Allah Hafiz.